big thing. And the other thing is people trust what they see on the television. You know,
Right.
CNN was my go-to thing for the
Mine
longest
too.
time. Yeah. Now I look at it and I think, oh my goodness. You know what cracked it for me is when they publicly villainized Andy Wakefield. And I actually knew the story behind Andy Wakefield at the time.
What was that story?
The story behind him is that, he was the doctor. You'll hear he was publicly shamed. His license was removed. He published an article about what he called toxic nodular enterocolitis in children with autism. He was a gastroenterologist, a very high level, very well respected, decorated gastroenterologist. And he published this paper, which remained in a journal for 12 years. And all it said at the end was further research needs to be done in order to see if there is any real connection between the MMR vaccine, autism, and toxic nodular enterocolitis. These kids suffer with horrible bowel disease. It's not just brain disease. And so after he was about to publish another paper showing that in this certain type of monkeys that were vaccinated against hepatitis B lost a lot of their reflexes and had problems. And it was on the eve of the publication of that paper that his original paper was revoked. And ever since then, he has been the poster child for vaccine nonsense, for anti-vax crazy people. And in fact, every time I've done anything, his name, funny that I brought his name up. I love him. He's a great guy. But his name would always come up. Well, you're a friend of Andy Wakefield. Or no, Andy Wakefield, because autism and vaccines has been debunked because Andy Wakefield lied. And he didn't lie. All he said is, I did biopsies, I saw this, and this is possibly a connection. And since then, other scientists have come in, done the same thing, biopsies. Then they looked at whether the vaccine virus was in that biopsy, and it wasn't a wild virus, it was the vaccine virus in that area, not the surrounding area. So there is a relationship between gut disease, MMR vaccine, retained, virus that hasn't been processed properly because it didn't come into your body properly, and disease, brain disease. So that's a fact. But CNN did a hit job on Andy Wakefield, and I remember going, well, what's going on here? Because I know what happened with that whole situation. Now CNN is saying this, and that was kind of when, the windscreen cracked for me, and I just had to start questioning anything. And then you've got, the doctors that go on there. There are a couple doctors. I think you interviewed one of them, didn't you?
Sanjay Gupta.
Yeah. There was a guy before him, and some of the stuff he said was pretty unbelievable. But that's what the public is going to hear. Your best chances of dealing with this is to just get the vaccine. You don't want to get shingles? Get that vaccine. Never mind the whole other truth around that, because, like you say, it's the advertisers, but it's bigger than that.
Does the shingles